Hello, I'm David if you haven't watched before, and welcome to Leisure Bit. And today we're going to talk about mobile internet and mobile MiFi devices or Wi-Fi on the move connected through mobile networks, and discuss briefly the advantages of putting an aerial on the roof or an antenna on the roof to improve the mobile reception. So let's get cracking. So in the more connected world that we're in, where we want to stay connected when we're out and about in our leisure vehicle, whether it be your campervan, motorhome, caravan, whatever it happens to be, it can be quite useful, especially on some sites where the signal's a little bit poor, to have something to boost the signal and also simplify it a little bit if you've got quite a few devices. Now, there's nothing at all wrong if you've only got one or two devices, just using them. You can get connected tablets, iPads, that sort of thing, and your phone often can pick up the signal and you can tether from that, which is absolutely great when there's a good signal. But when the signal's not so strong, it can be great to actually add in some additional features to your campervan and put in a Wi-Fi or MiFi solution that connects to the mobile network. You can also get solutions that amplify site's Wi-Fi signal and repeat it, and some of the routers have that built in. This one, which is a Huawei MiFi device, that actually has that capability built in if you want to also repeat the campsite Wi-Fi. My personal experiences of campsite Wi-Fi is it's a little bit hit and miss, dropped connections, limited bandwidth, and sometimes quite a bit of cost. And it doesn't take that long on some of the subscription services to actually work out it's potentially more economical to install your own setup. And there's some quite reasonable rates on mobile data these days. If you know what kind of usage you use, up to unlimited plans, you can pick them up for sub £20 if you shop around for a monthly unlimited plan. And this particular device I thought was quite useful, again because of the range of features, and you can connect an external antenna just in the bottom of it if you just remove that cover there, and the power goes in there, and then you just switch it on. And then it boots up, and essentially then it sends out a signal that you can connect your devices to nice and simply and easy. And most devices now remember the Wi-Fi connection, so when you're in your van it just works after that point. So that's the Huawei. I'll pop links with some more information in the description below, so please have a look in there. But using one of these alone, especially within the van, and more so, I believe, in where we've got fully metal vans rather than some of the coach builts, because I think you get more signal through on the coach builts, albeit some of the insulation techniques that are used tend to absorb a bit of the signal, so you tend to get a bit of aluminium foil on the insulation, which attenuates the signal or reduces the signal strength a little bit. So I've decided to install one of these on the roof, and I went for the 5G compatible version. You can pick up the 4G one slightly cheaper. Pretty straightforward to install. Essentially it's putting a hole through the roof, which is quite scary, isn't it? And still debating up whether to do that myself or get the dealer to do it. And what I've actually got with this as well is there's some spongy material you buy as an extra kit, and also an extension bolt which fits onto this to make sure it goes through the roof and then through the interior, so that feeds through. I'm planning to install this above one of the lockers so the wires are nice and neat. Then you can attach onto the wires and extend to where you want it. So that should sit nicely on the roof. Again, this compresses down, and that bolt essentially pulls it all together and keeps it nice and secure and watertight. And that should give a significant signal strength increase. Why did I go for the 5G version? Because I think the world's moving to 5G. Some of the mobile networks, EE recently announced that they're planning to get coverage pretty much everywhere, which will make a massive difference for any of you out camping in some of the more remote places. And with 5G you can get some phenomenal speeds at times, and it kind of sometimes in excess of what you get at home. So that's what I'm planning on doing. We'll follow on this video and go through kind of how we get it installed, how we connect it up in the van, probably early next year. Some other types of MiFi device just to show you. So this one's a home hub, which has a Ethernet connection as well if you have any devices that need Ethernet. I think most things nowadays are Wi-Fi, and you also can connect the external antenna in there. And you can also get the dongles that plug into the laptop. I wouldn't really recommend these nowadays. I think these were kind of first generation devices. Plug into the USB and you can connect the external antenna through, which improves the signal there, or use it standalone if it's a strong signal. But you tend to be tied into everything with wires everywhere. So that's just an example of one. I say it's not really what I'd recommend. Probably go for something either like this, or better still, you can go even more compact to something like this. You can pick these up unlocked, so you can use it on any network. That's quite good, because obviously you don't always get signal of your preferred network where you go, so you can swap the SIM card over nice and straightforward, and then use it on an alternate network where you haven't got coverage on your preferred network. And you can pick up pay-as-you-go SIMs for that kind of activity where you want to get connected, but you haven't got your preferred network coverage, and then connect your device to it. And sometimes you'd be a bit clever by using the inbuilt connectivity and then using that as a substitute and connect to that where there's no signal with your inbuilt connectivity. I've also built a little mounting unit to mount this one on. It just sticks on magnetically, and then I've got a USB charger in that, and then I've got a couple of tails that connect into the antenna connections, connect on the top, and there's a little switch on so you can turn it on and off easily, and it just takes a 12-volt feed into there. So it's just literally a box with some connections through just to make it tidy, and some mounting screw holes there so I can screw it on, so it's nice and secure. And then if I need to lift it off, you just literally pull it off and disconnect the cables at the bottom. So that's the just a little box, as I say, picked up. So I'll put some links below if you need any further information and fancy making one of those yourself. You can of course buy these things ready made up. There's some companies such as Motorhome Wi-Fi do a really good solution if you don't want the faff on of trying to pull something together yourself, and you can arrange installation and professional installation on things like that. So that's the roof antenna. Again, you can get these in different flavors, 4G, 5G, that sort of thing. You even get ones with Wi-Fi antennas. I went down the do-it-yourself route. And don't forget to check whether you need the installation kit for them, because that just makes sure it fits your particular caravan, motorhome or campervan. And then you've got your options of your different connectivity, or you can buy a ready-made solution. Again, I'll pop some links below if that's useful, but I genuinely think it makes a good difference in terms of the signal strength in weaker signal areas. Where the signal's stronger, no real problem. But it also, once you get yourself set up, if you have got multiple devices, it makes a difference then, and just makes things easier and simpler. My mission is to make things as simple as possible, put the effort in up front, make things nice and simple, so that when you've finished work for the week, you can go away in your leisure vehicle and enjoy it. And the principle is everything should just work and help. So that's why I've chosen to install it. Again, it won't be for everyone, but if you've got multiple devices, it might make a big difference. I'm going to do a separate video on running power to those, because I'm really keen to be able to go off grid and not always need to be tethered to a campsite hookup. So in that scenario, you want to be able to power your laptop, your tablet, whatever gadget it is you've got, from the campervan's electrical supply without needing to tap into the mains. So we'll cover that in a separate video. So that's just a little bit of an introduction. Again, we'll follow on the video where it gets a bit more interesting when we start to install it and demonstrate it. But I just thought I'd give you a quick taster of motorhome, campervan, caravan connecting to the mobile internet, and I would recommend going 5G if you can, because that's the future really. So I hope that was useful. And just before we go, I just want to give you a bit of a heads up of what we've got coming up over the next few weeks and the next month or so. So first of all, on Wednesday, we're going to start with a special camping cooking because we're heading up for Halloween. And guess what? Really scary. I'm going to be doing some cooking as well. So watch this space on that one and see what you think. I'm going to do some Halloween themed cooking for your campervan, motorhome, caravan, whatever it happens to be. The other thing we've got coming up, if everything goes according to plan, and I'm on my third iteration of prototype on this one, I'll tell you the story on Thursday, is we've got camper control, where we're going to talk about automatic waste disposal of fresh and waste water, as well as some heater control and some other capabilities building in there. And what I'm trying to do with that is make it modular. So we've got some capabilities such as a remote control in your pocket if you didn't want to think about a whole system there. Again, please hold fire. I know a couple of people have thought, oh, let's get cracking and start ordering bits for this. The whole thing together kind of makes the solution rather than the individual components. And at this point, it's just a prototype to see whether it does what it needs to do. But if you're interested, please drop a comment in when we do those videos, because it helps me gauge whether I'm building something here just for myself or whether it will be useful for other people. Personally, I think it'd be massively useful for anybody that's self-building, that's got anything that you want to improve on. Whereas for other people, they've got perfectly good systems about how they fill water, drop wastewater and all of that things. So again, it's personal preference. This is something I wanted to share just to make sure everybody gets a view of it. And if it's good for you, brilliant. If it's not, please crack on with what you're doing, because everyone's not the same and different things work for different people. This is just something I felt worked for me. I'm trying to make sure everything I'm kind of modifying and building adds some value to either simplify when I'm out camping so I make the most of my leisure time, or it actually helps you and saves you time. But all back to that bit, it's about making the most of your leisure time. So we've got that coming up on Thursday, and we've got some exciting stuff to run through between November up to the end of the year. And I'm not going to give all the information away on that, but let's just say we've got some giveaways coming, which I hope you like. And we've also going to try and raise a little bit of money for a really worthwhile cause as well at the same time. So look forward to sharing that with you in November. And in the meantime, I hope you enjoy watching. I'm really looking forward to getting the van, and I'm hoping to be able to give a tour of that before the end of the year. Fingers crossed. Anyway, that's everything for today. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already and you find the topics interesting, because I've got loads of stuff to come over the next, over the coming months and hopefully coming years with a bit of luck. Thank you ever so much, everybody that's subscribed so far. It means the world to me and it helps the channel grow. If anyone's got any suggestions on how we can make the channel better, really appreciate to hear them, because I want to really do something that means something and makes a difference to you. Thank you for watching. You take care.